Let's take a look if there is sound. Okay, there is sound. Sorry to keep you waiting. We can start. So I was not expecting this is an emergency live stream. Let's call it that way. I was not expecting to I was not planning to live stream today anymore because I already have done one live stream. So usually I do only one. But as you may have noticed, something very interesting is happening right now in the crypto space. So let's switch. May have noticed. Let's switch over to my main screen and let's try to talk about what the hell just happened in the crypto market. Look how altcoins are looking. It's a total devastation all over the place. Um, Earlier today, I was reporting I received exit signal on my on my I got pushed out of my Bitcoin position as you see here, right? I received exit signal on Bitcoin, so it got closed, and I was not giving it too much of benefit of a doubt to be perfectly honest, because the market structure looks quite good, and it looked quite good. It still held the ground pretty well. Uh, Yet the reduction was somewhat severe because we approached $100,000 price, and on others chart, what happened on I mean on Bitcoin, as you see, we could see we could spot that something's a little bit off. Uh, I mean, usually when I receive exit signals, I never know if it's going to be a catastrophe or not, or is it going to be just a mild pullback, or what character this downward momentum is actually going to demonstrate. But on altcoins, like there wasn't really any argument for expecting a drop this big, like, and this fast. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this happens super fast. This is not natural, guys. Let me tell you, this is not natural. This is not normal. Okay, uh, this has signs of some sort of heavy manipulation. Even though my system have closed like 90% of my position, so I did not participate in this drop. Like for example, Osmo went really down. I don't know if you've seen. I mean, I don't know. It has it recovered yet? Yeah, it is doing a quite a good recovery. The fact that most of these coins are recovering very nicely, it also speaks in my mind for manipulation, right? So I had exit signal here, right? When we go over to Ondo, for example, whichever other coin, I mean, it doesn't matter which coin I'm going to show, it's going to look more or less the same, right? So this one too, like this one actually showed me long before. It was showing long before something bad is about to happen. Or no, this one actually, what this one was showing is there is a downward momentum, but because everything in crypto market, and not only crypto market, everything in global finance is somewhat interconnected. So if Bitcoin has a downward momentum, highly likely many of altcoins are going to get downward momentum too, because you know how it goes. Bitcoin moves one step a given direction, altcoins move two steps a given direction, right? But I mean, this is so so out of proportions. Like this one went minus 70%, and there's some coins that went even. I mean, Osmo went even in the biggest deep minus 99 from this exit. No, minus 99. No, minus 81. Right? Crazy, absolutely crazy. This is not natural. Okay, this is not organic. It has nothing from organic. It's some sort of a manipulation. I don't know if you noticed, but Congress went offline like literally 2 or 3 hours ago. It went offline, and Congress pretty much never goes offline. I'm quite sure they have some APIs that maybe some systems rely on. Is there anything about the crypto APIs? There are crypto APIs. So I would connect it. I have not seen the news yet, so it's unconfirmed. But my theory is that it is somehow connected to Congress, going offline for a few hours prior to this huge dip, because this is way out of any proportions. There was literally, I mean, for something like for something like we've seen on the other chart, we can witness now on the other chart. There was, I mean, usually, yeah, we can get a move like this in the crypto market, no big deal. We see big corrections, but this has been. Let me just check from opening to is minus 50% in such a short time. I mean, it was literally kind of like kind of 2 hours. This went to the maximum from zero to, like, I don't know, 100,000 kilometers per hour into 2 hours. You rarely see something like this on particular coins. Very rarely, like from a regular price action like this. This is perfectly normal. And then minus it's a rare view on particular coins, let alone on the whole market. It makes no sense. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm lucky enough. First, I do not trade leverage, and I always tell you guys, stay away from leverage, because I mean, probably many of you just got completely wiped out. So here you have a very good example why you should always avoid futures market. I mean, if some of you even used stop losses, then probably it have eaten. Even if it worked, it probably have eaten much more of your position than you expected it to actually eat. And in if you use isolated margin, then you know what happened, and you didn't use stop loss, then you just waved that money goodbye. If you shorted it, then of course you made some money, but it will get you from the other side sooner or later. Just like now, it got some great majority of market participants in this move, way over exaggerated, Like we went even below 195 billion dollars of capitalization. Crazy, absolutely crazy. That's why I trade only. My systems operate only on spot markets, and in many cases, even if, because not all of I trade over 200, well over 200 coins on Binance, and not all of them exited before this happened. Like 95% exited before this happened. So like the impact on my portfolio, percentage wise, with those positions that did not see it coming, is very negligible. But first of all, the recoveries that we are seeing now are very strong all over the place. So I did not get liquidated, and actually, even in cases like this one, like Cosmo, it still has a very thick chance to actually come back up. In most cases, actually, I go as far as to say, if this is what I think it has been, most of those coins are going to recover, and we will go higher. Because I've been saying this month will be good overall. It will be a good month for the crypto market, and not only because of this, general and very well known statistic of this month, that historically speaking it is one of the two best months, but also because we have not seen really anything from the altcoin market side, anything yet this year. And usually we get at least something in March, April, right? And part of May sometimes. This year we got nothing, literally nothing. So that's very uncommon. That's some potential that has been stored and it's kept for the right moment. So it should be expected to manifest sometime this month or sometime in November. I'm leaning much more towards this month. And my theory behind what just happened is probably it is tightly related to Conglass. Some large systems that navigate either a lot of capital or many accounts uh, got panic. It went into panic mode and just sold off literally everything. I haven't checked X yet. We'll see how X is. We'll try to explain it. I mean, there will be many theories behind it, and everyone will pick their favorite. But I mean, why did it Conglass went offline? I mean, anybody can answer me that question. Congress went offline, and we are getting something like this. Something that have we ever seen something? I mean, at least in the vicinity of this fashion. I mean, not really, because look, the last week was green. I mean, the week prior to this week was green. So with a green week preceding a large red weekly candle, I don't think we have one instance of something like minus 50%, over 50% from high to low. I mean, okay, we have one, but this is a major local high. This was not a local high, cycle high. Sorry, major cycle high. This is not a cycle high, right? In any meaning, and it's not. This is not a parabolic move, like hugely parabolic move. We had a setup for a parabolic move here, but in these circumstances, uh, it is possible it just got stopped out. But I'm still leaning towards a recovery and going back to it. We'll see. But if you want to follow bet on that scenario, then remember I do not trade manually, right? And that is what has saved 95% of my portfolio right now. So my losses are very, very minor, very negligible because I do not trade manually. And that is what I repeat to people over and over again. If you have a strategy, encode it, program it, and let it fly for you 24/7. Do not touch it. Do not try to interfere it, because if it was working on a backtest and you're not using price stop losses, then probably highly likely it is going to do much better job than you thinking that you know what you're doing at every given time. Bitcoin dominance spiked up like crazy, like mud. It went up. I mean, this probably is going to be short-lived, of course, because that's mainly due to what happened on altcoins. I think this is some sort of a glitch in a larger system that was trading this market. I don't really see any other reason behind it, especially that I have witnessed Conglass offline because I was making a live stream on my Polish YouTube channel, and I wanted to discuss what we could see there, and then I quickly realized I cannot access it, and I asked my community members, and they confirmed, yeah, the coin glass is off, is offline, and a couple of hours later, literally the whole market, the whole altcoin market goes at least minus 50%. If you are trying to tell me this is perfectly normal, I've been in this for 11 years, and let me tell you, I know for a fact this is not normal, and it has nothing to do with current market setup, with the market structure we just had before it happened. But having said so, things like that happen on different levels from time to time. You like it or not. Sometimes on certain markets, on certain coins, and sometimes on a category of markets, on a whole category of markets, niche of markets, like in this case, right on the outcome market. So all of markets, they have that degree of randomness that you are not able to predict, no matter what. It doesn't matter what kind of a system you possess, you use, it will still not predict a move like this happening once every blue moon, and that is why it must be calculated in and strategized, right? Your system, your trading system, your strategy must be ready for something like this, because as you see, me, I've been in this market for 11 years, and I never seen on others something like this outside of a major cycle blow off top, right? Like it happened here. This was a blow off top. We are going literally in a parabolic fashion. So it was perfectly fine for a correction like this to happen. It had to happen sooner or later, because that's the nature of blow off tops, right? And because this is a very volatile market, so it went down in one weekly candle, right? But in 2 hours, in 2 hours, something like this, completely without a parabolic rally, with the market structure that shows you that we are gearing up for a larger move. That was literally impossible to see from perspective of this chart. On individual charts, as I have demonstrated, yeah, it could be noticed here and there. My system have noticed it in majority of cases, mainly because Bitcoin started to lean, downwards. So, like I said, the liquidity here, uh, capitals here are interconnected, are quite tightly interconnected. So whenever Bitcoin looks one way, then altcoins follow that, try to copy that. But it's weird, man. It's weird. Nonetheless, it's very weird. It's very weird. We'll see how the recovery will look. I I rather advise you, you know, not to bet on cycle top, on cycle end. I'm 100% sure this is not a cycle top. I was expecting a big correction somewhere in November. I actually still do. I think this is not the correction I was talking about. It may turn out to be like that, like the one I have in mind, but so far it is not. We'll see. Okay, the correction I'm talking about is going to last at least few weeks, and it will be much deeper, at least on Bitcoin, because altcoin minus 50. So some altcoins went literally minus 80%, as you have seen. So that's that's quite impressive. That's something to boast about, especially if you opened a short, um, shortly before, like literally moment before that happened. Um, that's quite impressive. But so far, it looks like this move is getting bought up for now, all right? Because we almost approached $100,000 level, and we quickly came back above 110,000. As you see right now, 112,000, almost 113,000, and and yeah, let's see how it what's what's next, right? How is it going to proceed from here? If if we start to see even on 15 minutes, right? If we start to see 15-minute candles closing candle bodies below this low here, right? The, a good trick right now is to turn off wicks, right? Remove the noise, so turn off wicks and see if you are doing lower lows. If you are doing lower lows here, then it probably means we are not done yet. So that we will know within the next few hours until probably sometime later tomorrow. And tomorrow afternoon, we will see if we are getting lower lows or not. If we are getting lower lows here with candle bodies, and then something bigger is around the corner, highly likely, and maybe this is the correction I thought was going to happen in November. That's also possible. That's also possible. But for now, I'm disregarding that. For now, I'm neglecting that. For now, it looks a little bit too weird. I mean, altcoin is definitely way overreacted, way overreacted. So it's some kind of a glitch. I don't know, some kind of a glitch of some large system that was either responsible for many accounts, summing up um, to quite a lot of capital, or I don't know, or one big player or some system that was managing capital of one big player, and it just went into panic mode. It missed some data or misinterpreted some data that it was pulling from CoinGlass, and that is why this occurred. But there is one huge positive in it potentially. If this is not the correction I had in mind, or I have in mind, there is one immense positive about the situation because since liquidations are so brutal, right? Like 2.3 billion dollars liquidations on Bitcoin, 1.11 billion dollars on others. So gamblers got completely obliterated. They got wrecked as never before. maybe even as never before, or as it does not happen very often, right? So that means now we have clean slate, completely clean slate, meaning that in other books on sell side, we just received clear sky, meaning that whatever buying pressure right now will encounter little to no resistance on the way, right? So that's good news, but that is only in that scenario that it was accidental. It wasn't really meant to happen, at least not yet, right? Then we will see not only a recovery, but a very nice clean move up sometime I don't know, next week, at most, at latest. We will have a week of pause, and then the large moves will happen in even the next one. So we'll see. I think tomorrow we will get quite a certain confirmation. Which one is it? S&P 500, as you probably know, it did not close very well. It actually closed, yeah, somewhat scary. You see, it saw a sell-off at the beginning. I was marking here a falling wedge, and I was leaning towards the market bouncing from here, right? Scaring everybody out, and then just bouncing and maybe even recovering the whole of this move. But as you see, it went deeper. So yeah, this one to a certain extent could confirm this is the correction. This is the correction that's supposed to happen. Just so later we can have a continuation of the bull market, right? Because I one thing I'm certain for sure, and of course I could be wrong on that because I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know the future. I'm just and I my systems don't even trade like that, right? They are not even they don't even try to predict the future. They just react to what they see in real time, and they try to guess we, which um, which inertia the market currently has, right? Is it upward inertia or downward inertia? Because if inertia strong enough is acquired, then the move will be a little bit more sustainable, maybe even long lasting. So that's uh, that's smart to bet on. So to a certain extent, I'm guessing. I'm just you know looking around, looking at the global liquidity. I'm trying to get into the skin of with the power of my imagination, trying to get into the skin of big players, and I'm trying to imagine how they would strategize it, like what options they have, right? What they can potentially do to squeeze literally as much money out of retail here as it is humanly possible or AI possible. And the more beneficial scenario in my eyes was to make a correction in November. But maybe I don't know. Maybe there was a little bit too many big players planning on doing that, and somebody has front run them. That could also be going on, right? Tomorrow, later afternoon, we will probably have confirmations. Which one is it? Because I mean, of course, tomorrow TradFi does not trade, but we can still look into what is going on TradFi side through through two lenses. One lens, I mean, so to call them. One lens is SPYX, tokenized SPY. We have it on Solana DEXs. You can find it. And second one is PAXG, right? PAXG will also tell us what is going on. Are we about to see a major market crash or not? And as you see right now, this is PAXG. It practically recovered to where it was. So that's why I say what I say. I think this was accidental. I think it was not supposed to happen because this one here has come back almost to where it was. Many altcoins are trying to get back up to where they were before this huge crash here and there. Some places bigger than in others, and yeah. Yeah. And on Bitcoin, as I said, if we see even on 15 minutes, if we see lower lows forming, it means some really big players just stepped back or stepped down. they they threw in the towel. They're not interested anymore, because they know some bigger messes around the corner. All right, so or I don't know, or they will try to short this market into oblivion. We'll see. So far we cannot be certain. yet. We cannot be certain yet. Bitcoin, as it's holding on, Ethereum suffered probably much more than this, and then it also almost went back up to where it was. So yeah, it just gives me that vibe. It just believe me or not, but I mean, if this was a real crash, would we come back to where we were literally, even if it was just for a minute, for several seconds? Would we really come back to where we were before the crash? I mean, just in my eyes, that does not look believable. To be honest, it does not. It does not look credible. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, of course, ask them in the live chat. I see there is some people watching, especially on X. On other platforms, not really. But on X, I see there is 20 people watching. So yeah, ask me questions. If I don't know, maybe you have some other theory about uh, what the hell it was, it's been. Maybe you just checked some information, read an article or something. Let's take a look. Let's take a look what they say. The strategy Bitcoin reserve is empty after 9 months, but the US has gone out and plowed 20 billion into Argentinian pesos. But we need to find budget neutral ways to buy Bitcoin first. Y'all need to stop trusting politicians. Okay. Yeah, Argentinian peso does not sound like a sound investment, to be honest. Especially given how it was performing. I mean, it was in hyperinflation before Javier Milei got into presidential seat. Let's take a look at some more Twitter, some more posts here. BlackRock just dumped 921 million in BTC, continuing long liquidations, pure manipulation. Um, hold your horses, because these guys, they confuse BlackRock with BlackRock's customers. That's different. That's different, okay? And one 921 million, that's not really large amount, okay? This market has been stomaching way more than that in almost one shot. So so I don't think that's the reason by any measures. Bitcoin archive. I'm not selling now. I think you should be buying the dip. Um, as you know, me myself, I'm outside of Bitcoin market right now, but I think if you don't have any system, don't go all in. That's for sure. I always say that never go all in. That's just stupid, because things like this can happen. Something can happen that will give you an opportunity to average in, at much better deal. So I for now, I see signs that this is it. But yeah, but tomorrow will be much more certain. But when we get that certainty, the deal will not be as good. So choose your color. Do you want to wait? Do you want to wait and get much worse deal at a cost of much more certainty, or you are risking it right now? Don't go all in again. Just add a little bit to your position if you haven't. If you already have a position and you haven't added anything. Yeah, liquidations are definitely top notch. $3 billion. That's something. I must admit, that's really something. Now let's take a look at it once again here. Share, like, and subscribe, guys. If or follow if you never seen my live streams. If this is the first time you see me, then give me a follow, give me a subscribe. And by the way, maybe you will be interested in throwing something at my meme coin. That's the only project I promote here. It's called High Tech. You will find the link to its liquidity pool in the description section of this live stream. And this is, because this is the only project I promote, it translates to indirectly, of course, it translates to a stock of my social media, this YouTube channel included, my X profile included, everything. I mean, all of my social media included, right? And this is a very small market as of yet, just 61 holders, as you see. Very low circulating supply, and I will keep it that way. And yeah, I'm 100% sure this one is going to give you great, crazy gains when time comes, when stars align the right way. I'm 100% sure this one's going. This is the easiest and the biggest trade on the internet right now. That's what I think. That's what I believe. You can easily try. I don't know, throwing at it $1, $2 or $3, and just something that you can forget about and get nicely surprised. I don't know, in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. That is how I recommend you to approach it. So yeah, Ethereum now is experiencing a third 50-minute candle going down. I mean, in red. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has seen only one red after it tried to get back up. Now it's coming back to green. On Bitcoin, this move wasn't that big. I mean, it wasn't small, especially if we compare it to what we've seen recently, minus 16%. So it was one of the bigger moves in recent history, but nothing disastrous, to be honest. I mean, not yet. At least not yet. This is how volatile this market is, right? But on altcoins, kudos. Bravo. Bravo. Mine is 99%. I don't remember which coin went that low, but one I saw it went literally minus 99% for a minute. Maybe it was Kava. Was it? Was it Kava? Let me measure it. Yeah, it was Kava. Boy, like what the hell, and it's having problems with getting back up. And yeah, I mean, this here, this move here, like this is not natural. It has nothing from anything natural. So I'm very keen to find out what the hell, and see proofs, right? Because there will be many explanations of why it occurred, but I want to see something that can be backed up by some proof. So as you see on others chart, so the one that is somewhat representative of the all of the crypto market. Here we are trying to get back to. Now we are struggling slightly with this thin zone I have marked here. That right now is acting as resistance. Classical technical analysis. Nothing to be surprised here. But yeah, we should get back up of it. If this was indeed an accident, we shouldn't wait long for market scooping it up, buying it all up, and coming back. If not to all of those levels from before, then to a very close vicinity of those levels. This is definitely, I mean, in my humble opinion, with 11 years of experience in this field, it's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen. I don't think it was planned by big players. I believe as of now, until somebody proves me otherwise, I think it was just a pure accident, and nobody really wanted it to happen just yet. It's just somebody got hit with the car on the road. you know, uh, late evening because there was no good lights on the road. Maybe I don't know. The power went off for a second, and that's it. But I think we are all still alive, and the car is not even bent. So we'll see. Shortly, within several hours, we will see if I'm right or not. With this shape of the market, I'm practically completely out of it. Maybe 2% of my positions are still remaining. I'm quite sure 98% of positions I usually have traded are out of the market. So I lost maybe like 5% on all of it. So nothing tragic, but yeah, I rather see plus 5% than rather than -5, right? Yeah, let's take a look maybe at the daily here. This is crazy. This is crazy because I was talking about this looking like a giant like days ago, right, or maybe weeks ago, that it has a potential to become a gigantic head and shoulders formation, and that would give it a downward inertia, downward potential, to go to revisit even those deep 2022 bear market levels, 2022, 2023 bear market levels. And I was saying back then, but I see it as something totally unlikely. Like there's maybe like I don't know 2% of probability to it will happen. And now it looks like you can speculate on it, right? You can speculate that way. I also said that if it happens, but if it happens, then it will be as for me myself and for those that are with me. I manage their crypto portfolios because to you, to some of you that don't know, I'm a portfolio manager. I mean, a fund manager, not portfolio manager, fund manager. So I manage quite few accounts, crypto accounts. If that is going to be the case, which I do not believe it will, then rallies after that will be beyond imagination. So, so the trick here will be, of course, to wait until all of this move down cools off, it settles in, it finds a floor, it decides, okay, this is the size that is sustainable to me, because that's what markets always do, right? What markets do is whenever there's core reduction, they adjust to current size of the pocket of market participants. I mean, if there is a sell-off, it means somebody just made a lot of money, and the rest got trimmed badly. So now the market has to adjust to maintain its attractiveness. That's the rule. I haven't checked yesterday. I was doing. Is it attractivity or attractiveness? No, I think it's attractiveness. And then it must still, at least from time to time, display performance, right? And in order to do that, it has to adjust to the size of the pocket of market participants in that time. So that is why you always see the market, even if it has like a very brutal sell-off, it comes down, it settles in, it cools off, it goes sideways, it finds a solid ground, and then every once in a while it will give you a rally, and on those rallies you can get a really nice trades, like hundreds of percents, on a given trade of profit. So this is one of those scenarios that favorite me and my client base. So I wouldn't have anything against it, but it would mean we have to wait a little bit longer for the right time for the good times, a couple of weeks probably at least. So yeah, but it does not adapt, to be honest. It does not adapt. I think we will recover here, and I think we will go crazy high from here. The good part is that tourists are completely shaken out by now. Like this is so strong of a pullback that this just this is a holocaust, literally a total annihilation of all of the tourists. After this, there won't be any single tourist left. So definitely, there's literally nothing in the order books on sell side. There can't be after something like this. So any buying pressure from now on for quite a decent chunk of time should result in huge rallies across the board. Speaking from perspective of market mechanics. Well, I'm so curious. What the hell just happened? Okay, you know what? Let's ask Grok. Maybe Grok knows. Because overall it's much better finding information quick. I'm not going to be Googling that, of course. And again, guys, if you have any questions, just write me in the live chat, right? I will see it here. I will see it here and I will see it on my phone. And still, like, subscribe. If you haven't done so, share, like, and subscribe, guys. Okay. Crypto market just suffered a huge dip. What has caused it? Any information on X? Let's ask Grok 4. Let's see what the result of research is going to be. Crypto dip on October 11. Primary cause. The main trigger appears to be US President Donald Trump announcement of impending 100% tariffs on Chinese imports, set to begin as early as November. Okay. This escalated fears of renewed US-China trade war, prompting a risk of sentiment across global markets, including crypto. Trump's comments were described as a massive threat directly correlating with the BTC price break below key support levels. Additional factors amplifying the sell-off include massive liquidations, macro pressures. I have a hard time believing it, to be honest, that it was indeed the reason. Because why Congress went off 3 hours prior? That's a little bit. I don't know. I have a hard time believing it. By the way, many users see it as a non-event and are loading up on BTC, Pepe, Doge, and even meme coins like Trump, dismissing it as temporary noise. On trader joked, one trader joked about accidentally selling 700 million worth, highlighting the chaotic volume. Okay. Liquidation fallout. Posts highlight the $10 billion liquidation wave as a brutal sell-off amplified by derivatives market with warnings of ongoing volatility. Generally speaking, events practically never end bull markets. Practically never. I can't remember one single event that really caused the end of bull market and started a bear market. It always happens when the market reaches a high saturation point, and I really don't believe Bitcoin market is at high saturation point, and crypto market is definitely not at a high saturation point. It's way far, way away from it. Technical takes. Traders are calling it a turtle soup. a turtle soup pattern or CRT sponsored crash, predicting further downside into Monday, but viewing it as a setup for rebounds. Okay. Skeptics warn that deep buyers might regret it if the slide continues. Yeah, that's why I keep telling you. If you want to buy up this dip, then don't go all in. That's stupid. Broader sentiment, and the safest is Bitcoin, of course. Broader sentiment, some tied to projects like Rainbow.me arguing the dip derail long-term innovation in crypto. Humorous takes abound, like one is reclaiming they'll never financially recover. Okay, yeah, especially if they trade it on leverage. That's for sure. Interesting because I mean that could not happen because of the Trump. I don't think that's the case. I mean, when was the Trump post? When Trump 30 and when the drop happened. Let's see if he is able to compare these two events. But this looks so unnatural. This is not how it happens. Like this and this now. This is so unnatural. If anyone, anybody of you thinks this is an organic move, you must be very new in it. I mean, in this, you must be very new in this. This has nothing to do with anything organic. On larger scale, you literally could not see it. You could not see it coming. You had to be on very small time frames to catch it early. I mean, to catch it in time, or even in cases of some coins, even on small time frames. I mean, it was so fast, even on small time frames, you would not catch it. You would not detect it until it happens. So this is so weird. Okay, President Donald Trump announced the impending 100% tariffs on Chinese imports on Friday, October 4:57 p.m. EDT. The market dip followed closely, occurring on in the morning US at 11:17 a.m. ET. But EDT, I don't know what EDT is. I don't know how those times compare, but it doesn't look like it was very close. Yeah, but it went to at that time it went to 118,000. So that I understand. Okay, it was announced and we had like a couple of percent of drop, and altcoins went down. I don't know, a single to double digits here and there. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But minus 99% on some of those coins, no, it's just no. You will not. You'll not be able to convince me that this was I thought a perfectly natural market reaction. No, there's something deeper to that. I think it could be caused by AI. Now, I mean, given that there was ongoing discussion on it, I mean about it on X, I suppose some large trading AI was reading about it. Some large in a sense that it navigates and manages a thick wallet, and it just literally started to sell off everything it had. I think it was a glitch. I don't see any other reason. I mean, this like this, no man, nobody will convince me. I mean, I've been in this for 11 years. Okay, look, I've been in this for 11 years, and the proof of it is that my system have exited market before this happened. I am the author of that system. I wrote that system. That in for like 250 coins, my system's trade. Maybe five remained in a trade, and I got caught with this. And I'm telling you, this has nothing to do with organic trading. Nothing to do with organic trading. This is some sort of a glitch caused by some huge fund manager. There's no other way. Or market maker. Or it was to scoop up huge amounts of liquidity by some market maker. So one way or the other, kind of a glitch. And nonetheless, right now, what you should expect is once this one settles in, very strong rallies, strong rallies, um, counted in hundreds of percents, pretty much across the board. So, but like I said, once it finds the floor, I don't know, is this going to be the floor? We still can see a little bit more of a sell-off. This move can be double that than what we can see right now. It still can have some way to go. That is why share, like, and subscribe and follow. Subscribe and follow, because I will tell you uh, when we are standing in front of huge probabilities that we are just we just cooled off. We already stomping on a very solid ground, and we are standing in front of huge probabilities that we will see rallies. And yeah, otherwise we're probably going to miss it. Because when things like this happen, then people acquire PTSD fairly quickly, and it's very easy to it's very easy for the majority of influencers to get caught up in a bias that is all over. The cycle is over. I mean, we've seen it already. I've seen it multiple times. And of course, that people, they were wrong, right? They didn't really know what they are staring at. And even in the early days, I didn't know what I was staring at. I mean, I learned it much later on, of course. So yeah, how's the connection going? It's actually going pretty well. So yeah, crazy night. I mean, for me, it's 2 a.m. at where I am. In the US, it is probably still, and part of the US, it's still a day. You know what? Let me take a look at SPYX, how this one is doing. So tokenized stocks. SPYX is here against USDC. Is it following a sell-off after trading session close? Let's see it here. Okay, so it's actually having a buy up now. It's having a buy up. So yeah, depending on how this one will behave throughout the weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, if it comes back, at least if it comes back somewhat to the vicinity of what it was before it started falling, then next week will be very painful for those that chickened out. To be honest, that's what I believe. because the move we had in the crypto market was definitely not caused by S&P. I don't believe that. It's way too big, way out of proportions, way overblown. It's so exaggerated that you would never guess. You would never have guessed it can get that exaggerated because nothing really has happened. Okay, this one will not tell us anything as of yet. Amazing. To extent I even jumped on YouTube on live streams, even though I already live streamed today. Okay. Okay, let's try to find out a little bit more. Maybe we get lucky. Crypto liquidation soared to $9.4 billion in 24 hours, the largest single day event ever. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Bigger than Luna, bigger than COVID, bigger than FTX. We just witnessed history. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. This is not how it plays out. But after all of those events, Luna, COVID crash, FTX crash, we saw rallies. We saw rallies after the COVID crash. I mean, the rallies we saw after COVID crash were absolutely amazing. So, and it makes a perfect sense from market mechanics perspective. So, like I said, worst case scenario, a week from now, probably around a week from now, we will start to gear up for a big rally. A big rally. I mean, those that did not, I mean, got caught up with all of their portfolio, just dragged down. They may not recover with those rallies if we are about to see a start of a bear market, because it's going to be just a reaction really. Um, and those that do not have anything, any dry powder to add right now, to throw at the market, to average in those dips. But those that do, they'll be very happy at the very end. Live footage of a pretty impressive look at the White House. A good one. Binance and Coinbase report degraded performance with transactions due to heavy market activity. At my side, everything works perfectly fine with my systems. Binance founder CZ says, if you sold the dip, you need to unfollow the weak minds and follow right people. 34 minutes ago, a whale on the HTX exchange was liquidated on a 87.5 million BTC USDT long position in a single order. Yeah, that's why I keep repeating it to you guys. Stay away from leverage. Breaking. Binance dumping millions ETH every minute to liquidate longs. This is pure manipulation. Bro, that's not Binance. I mean, those guys are so stupid that they're not differentiating between Binance and Binance customers. I mean, how dumb you must be, bro. Or you're, I don't know, or you're like 9 years old, or if you're an adult, then I'm really sorry for you. That's the big secret. I have never lost this much money in a single day. This is actually insane. Yeah, bro, because you don't know how to trade, man. President Trump considers pardoning Binance founder CZ Fox Business Report. So that's cool. I like that. Yeah, CZ definitely deserves a pardon. What else? This we already have seen before. Like if you are still not selling Bitcoin. Yeah, we're almost back to those levels. whereby Bitcoin crashes to 114,000 as US announces more tariffs on China. No, no, that's not the reason. No. That's that's not the reason. I mean, don't be silly. Tomorrow, some more stories will come up, some more insight into what actually people will be, making analysis, blockchain analysis here and there, and we will learn much more. It was definitely not because of China tariffs. Odds are crushing hard over 50%. Yeah, that's true. It went down, so I mean, way too fast. In like 2 hours, minus 50%. Are you kidding me? This is not how it occurs normally. And again, mind mind that I'm a guy with a system I have written myself that existed before this happened. And I'm telling you, this is not the way it normally happens. Pumped up very scared now. That was 3 hours ago. So that was before, probably. Yeah, am I right? How long? How long is this debacle ongoing now? Yeah, it wasn't 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours ago it was here. So before this happened. Yeah, so we are struggling a little bit with that 245, 250. But and this will turn out to be a huge blessing for those that have dry powder right now. Is going to be very beneficial. I mean, once this move is over, because I'm still not sure if it's going to be if it is over, it still can do something like this, settle in somewhere here, and then from here we'll be gearing up for a recovery, for a very nice thick recovery. Uh, Most of the time it happens like this. Most of the times, whenever you have those minus 50, minus 60, minus 70 moves down, I'll actually leave it here. That's one probability, but another probability is that we keep climbing up, and tomorrow will be like literally nothing happened. And then from here, the situation will be so much different than it was here, because here we still had one hell of sell orders in order books that make it for prices much harder to climb up. Here, a clean sky. So it's just the sun, shining sun, maybe a cloud, a small cloud here and there, right? Here a small cloud, maybe here another one, just to alleviate the temperature, alleviate, you know, how hard the sun shines, to make the day easier, and that's it. Well, we'll see which one is going to be. Which one is going to be? As of now, I wouldn't bet I wouldn't be I wouldn't bet big on the one or the other, but both are going to be good. Both are going to bring us pretty much the same end result. So yeah, okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up right here. I hope you have heard some useful information, and I don't know, you feel a little bit better now. In my opinion, if you want to throw at it something right now, yeah, you can strategize it, but do not go all in. leave majority of dry powder on the side. Let's first see what this thing, which version of events the matrix will take, will decide to follow, and then I will tell you, I will reveal you my opinion about what you can do in that given moment. So again, thank you guys for your time, and I see you sometime soon. Cheers.